Alright, welcome back. Another afternoon here, East Coast Canada. And I apologize about that. I had a phone call. Thought that was going to take longer, and it did. It didn't. So we are actually starting to have plump helmets be harvestable. So we are starting to get the food production in. It's finally happening. And we'll go ahead and B, W, and the Fisher's Workshop is L. No, J. I forgot. Let's find out. Fishery is H. Fair enough. There's an H in fishery. Okay, we'll go ahead and build that out of limestone there. So this is finally built, all of this. Now begins the fun part. We just need a little bit more of this to be dug out, which our miners will eventually get to. Our miners being Zelphus and let's see if I can... Bethbow, that's right. Completely forgot. Completely forgot that was you, Bethbow. Almost right. Now, you see, if we try and build a farm plot here, there's no soil or mud. Now, there's never going to be soil here, as it's stone floor, but we can create mud. And that is our goal. So we want to create... I'm going to make it just one tile wide here, but we are going to make it 3 this way. And we are a bit away from the river, sadly. That'll be fine. It'd be a lot faster if we did 1 tile, but it'll also take a lot longer to get there. So, there's that. Maybe we'll just do the 1 tile then. Right. So right now, let us build T and a lever, Shift T that is. So we want a lever right here in this room. We want a B and X for floodgate. Don't ask me how that works. We want that there. So we are going to be locking, is this Zelphus? It's Bethbow. We're going to be locking Bethbow in for now, until we get the lever set up. That's okay. So again, you need 1 mechanic for a lever. You need 1 mechanic for each thing you link the lever to. What are you doing, Borrowed? You're on break. But we actually kind of need you to, you know, make that, but oh well. Guess it'll be fine. So right now, again, we're just waiting, having things get set up. We do have our fishery working, and it's just going to... No, we don't. Why not? Oh, because they're fishing. Oh, we did get some new migrants. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Okay. So, cattle here. We will have Brazilian be our other fisher. We will have... who else do we have? Green Ouija. And... No, we already put war games in, right? Yeah. Goodness, I forgot to put my list on my screen. Right. Satanic Santa. Alright. So, go ahead and throw these changes across. Done. So, Clothier is actually a decent military dwarf. So we might actually have him get started in the military. So let's do that. Alright, so we got 2 fishers. We're going to need someone else planting. Green Ouija, excellent. That just so happened to be a farmer already. It's perfect. And we need... who was our last one? Brazilian, we got you, Green Luigi. Alright, so it actually looks like our clothier. He's going to have a very new and important job of being the bookkeeper. So to create a bookkeeper, we're going to require a small office. I really wish you weren't on break, man. We are going to need to create a small office for him. So we'll make it an offshoot here. Let's see how we can do this. You don't need to make them 3 by 3. So maybe we just make them... you can just have little offices, that's fine. No, we'll just build one right here. That'll be nice. That'll be quite adequate. Now let's go to N. If you hit N, this will be our noble list. We're going to set the broker, which is the guy who does all the trading, as the expedition leader. And it'll show you people that have skills that are useful to it. And of course, George, as a social butterfly, is going to have lots of skills that help him with trading. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to undesignate the food stockpile, or the wood stockpile, because we don't need it anymore. It's just nice to get you up and running in the beginning. And we're going to need a ton of barrels. And we're actually going to need a lot of bins. So across from the the farm here, again, suboptimal setup. We're going to make a decent sized room here. Let's see, maybe we'll maybe mimic the size of the farm actually. Whoops. I think that's about right. So 1, so it's 2 over 1 and 2 over. So actually we do need 1 more on that. Okay, well Bethbo is getting thirsty here. And unfortunately, there's no way for him to get out because good old Borrow Bullets is still on break. They could be on break for up to a season, so Bethbo might actually die unless he keeps digging. On the plus side, Bethbo, there's water up there. I can see it. Unfortunately, it'll kill you. But that's okay. You'll be fine. I would love for him to not be on break anymore. So what we are going to do is we're going to real quick throw up a upstair right here and a downstair right here. This is going to allow Mr. Bethbo to get out of there. Alright, so we are officially out of plump helmet seeds, but that's okay because we can brew seeds from the plump helmet spawn. And I think right now that is George's only job. Oh, he's also on plant gathering, right? So we'll take him off that. You're no longer going to gather plants, just go ahead and brew everything for us. Okay. We're striking a ton of nice stuff. Fortunately, we're not going to be able to use it. That's our 8. So Zelphus is trying to rescue Bethbo right now. It's going to be beautiful. They don't know each other's coming from other ends of the mine. What a reunion. So are you back working yet, Borrowed? Yes. Okay, well, don't build the mechanisms, actually. We have much more important things for you to do. like constructing the mechanic thing. The lever. Actually, you know what? We'll just suspend the whole. So if you hit S, you suspend it. But we're just going to cancel it, just so we don't have to worry about it. Because we really need that lever up and running yesterday. Okay, excellent. So let's go ahead and link to a floodgate, which is F. Choose the floodgate we want, and link up two mechanisms. Did they never mine this tile? Oh dear. Orbs. That's fine. We'll get it eventually. So Wargames is actually creating masterpiece wood bins, which is good. We're going to need a lot more of them. And once this room finally finishes here, let's go ahead and build a table and a chair. Oh, we actually ran out of barrels, so we can't create more beer. Let's go ahead and make more of those. Now you can store more than one beer in barrels, but essentially how it works is like you store multiple units, but for every one plump helmet you use, it requires any berry, it requires a barrel. So you run out of them really fast. And who are you? Green Ouija is just thirsty, and he's running left, right, and center, carrying a red spinach leaf. I have no idea what he's trying to do there. So anyway, we don't have any doors left, that's fine. So we need to make this a study, that size. We're going to assign this to, we assign our clothier. Oh yeah, Satanic Santa. I'm going to go to Noble and assign him as a bookkeeper. So excellent. Now if you go to your Noble screen, with N and S, we're going to set him to the highest precision. Most Nobles you can change some sort of settings, which means we'll know exactly how many instead of an estimate. And if you click Enter on him, it'll say he requires a modest office, or he has a modest office right now, but he requires a meager one, which means he can't do his job unless he can sit down somewhere and typey-type, which is fine for us. So we're going to go ahead and actually A and P. So once the floodgate gets linked up, they will pull the floodgate lever. Any dwarf will pull a lever, and in fact they like to pull levers. They will go out of their way to pull levers and annoy you. And we're going to have to queue up some more doors for our mason shop. And the fishery workshop did get built. No. Still needs any fishing. Oh, you guys. I'm trying to fish in the little river. That's fine. Okay, excellent. They're finally building that. So we're going to go right now. We're going to channel right here. Not that tile, actually, don't need it. So what channeling does is it digs a hole, so it's basically an open floor on this level and an open ceiling on this level, and it removes the walls in between. So this way our dwarf can stand up top, dig down, and be safe from the raging waters as it pours out into the tunnel. So now that we have this built, B, W, and R for Crafts Dwarf. So let's see, how many can we fit? One. That'll do. Build that out of limestone there. And we're going to need to P for stockpiles, and G for finished goods. Because we're going to have our Crafts Dwarf create a lot of finished goods. And finished goods take up one tile each, all items do, but they can be stacked like 10 or 12 items in a bin. What's blocking the site? I don't think anything. I think you're just being crazy. Yeah, you were. Okay. So, we need more barrels and we need more bins. Lots of them. Your carpenter is probably the most used stuff early on. So having a good carpenter is very important. The mason also, you're going to need him, like, on full-time duty. So you see, there he is. This little satanic Santa. He's off figuring out how much of stuff we have. So now if we press Z, we can see exactly how much. We have 103 plants, 95 seed, and 218 drink. And this is our created wealth. Your created wealth affects how many migrants come and how soon they come. So at the end, it's generally sometime during the month, a trigger happens to figure out if you have enough wealth to call in more migrants. And then it figures out how much you have and how many migrants you would get. So you see, we've flooded this now. I made a bit of an error, actually. But that's okay. I really should have put... You're supposed to put a floodgate here, and here, and here, when you do it the first time. But we'll be alright. The water's really low right now. We just need to get it up to 3 out of 7 on all these tiles. So you see, our dwarves aren't scared of it right now. But they're going to start getting there. So this is 3 out of 7 here. We're just going to wait a little bit more for it to fill up a bit. Luckily the dwarves are keeping it out for now. Okay, it's 3 out of 7, so let's go ahead and pull the switch. So if anyone who's free is going to run down, open the door like an idiot, pull the lever. Excellent. So water stops flooding in. Now, the thing about water is 3 or 7 or below amount of liquid in a room will eventually evaporate. 4 out of 7 and up will not. So we're going to eventually have that water evaporate, add mud, and then we can build our farm plot downstairs instead of up here where it's very dangerous and far away. So who's idle right now? Miners, of course. We don't have them a job right now. Beagle, oh right. Well, Beagle, your job is, now that this is built, A, G for rock, and C for rock crafts, and you're just on repeat. That's all you're doing for the rest of your life. You're just building rock crafts, because we need to trade in the fall, or the winter, with the dwarves. So, might be the fall. I'm pretty sure it's winter, though. Who are you and what are you doing? Origami. Oh, you're on break. That's fair. And all our wood is already gone from the wood stockpile. That's fine. So we're going to build another plot here. Stockpile, so P. And we're going to make it another food stockpile, so F. I'm going to put that here. So how this works is, we're going to have the farm here. And then we'll have a food stockpile here. And they can easily run up to the other food stockpile. The still is right here, and we're going to put a kitchen right about here. Again, we are eventually going to make changes to the fortress, because this isn't how I like to do it. I like to spread things out a bit more, make it a bit pretty. But this is a very basic way of doing things. Whoa. Cancels fish, interrupted by giant king snake. Well, try not to die there, Herpy. Anyway, you'll see our cage traps are now up and ready. Did they ever build the fishery workshop? Nope. Okay. Now, also a good idea is to build a floodgate here, so you can eventually use this area for something else, but I'm not overly worried about it. We're just doing the simple way of things. So, during this time while you're waiting, you can go ahead and read up on what your dwarves are doing, what their life is like. So war games, for example. Let's read about him. He's terrified while in conflict. I cannot stand by. I will take revenge. Feels vengeful in joining an existing conflict. In the last season, he was afraid after experiencing a trauma. He was annoyed when caught in the rain, felt satisfied at work, annoyed at the lack of chairs, and embarrassed after sleeping without a proper room. Yes, and that's actually what I was getting to, is we need to create our dwarves happy, wonderful places to live. So, let's get building a bunch of beds here. And more doors is good. We're going to start working on the Grand Hall. Now what is this material here? Marble. Ooh. Well, marble is going to increase the value of our fortress quite a bit. So let's go ahead and dig some up downstairs into this marble. Are we fighting the king snake? It's overcome by terror. Apparently borrowed in war games are just beating the crap out of this king snake, and it is horrified. Which is pretty cool. You see some of these tiles are starting to evaporate and muddy limestone cavern floor, which is what we want. I've struck Cobalite. Oh geez, whoops, the wrong button. It looks quite nice down here. So this is where we're actually going to make our great hall, if you will. Our meeting hall, whatever you want to call it. So because we have our whole fortress pointing to the west, I suppose we should continue with that tradition. Now, we're actually going to make this just a giant room. So right about like this. And this is going to be the hall. So it's autumn already, so we got to hurry up and do things. Generally when I make a great hall, I make it vertical as opposed to horizontal. But it doesn't really matter. And now we just wait on the save. This music's quite nice, actually. Just puts you right in the mood. Hopefully it's not hot where you guys are, because it's scorching here. Granted, it's Canada, so it's probably not as hot as it could be, but to someone that's not really used to heat, oh my goodness. What can you do? So another thing we're going to start doing is actually building bedrooms. So we could build this off in the Great Hall. Why not, actually? Why not? So let's go ahead and build the dormitories. So a 2 or a 3 by tile is ideal. If I do my staircases 5 by 5, which I sometimes do, I'll make them this big right here. Then I'll make them 2 tile wide corridors as opposed to 3. But 3 is okay. So how you want to make, there's a few ways to make dorms. The standard is the box dorm, like this. It's very effective, lets you fit everything you need in for your dwarves, and keeps them happy. Unfortunately, oh, that was weird. Unfortunately, you might notice it's a bit big. So he's using a lot of room. So the other option is you actually don't need that much. All you really need for a room is a tile for a door and a tile for a bed. Your dwarves will not be happy with that. They're going to want a lot of other things. So I actually set up 2 types of rooms. I set up sort of like the nice rooms, and I set up the cheap rooms, which look like this. So this lets you put a bed, a chest, and a cabinet, and a door. That's everything your dwarf is ever going to want. Keeps them extremely happy. And then I'm also going to set up the even cheaper economy class rooms, because I play with the dwarven economy, which is basically once you hit 100 dwarves in the game, give or take, things get really janky, and your dwarves actually have to pay rent and all that kind of stuff. So once you hit that point, things get a bit interesting. So we're gonna turn this instead to a barracks up here. Let's go ahead and make that barracks yes, dormitory no. Barracks, yeah. And we don't have a military, but anyone will just use it if a military is not assigned to it. Oh, nice. We struck Goshenite. Let's go ahead and queue up. The reason to queue up a lot of this is, yes, your dwarves are going to be busy for a very long time digging all this stuff. But that's good, because it lets you worry about other things while your miners do this. And it doesn't really matter right now what our dwarves, our miners get up to, because we just need to mine more materials for the rest of the fortress. That's actually quite important. Let's go right here. 1 tile. And we can't actually do a 3 tile. So we'll just make this a 1 down to the, the cheap living quarters. And actually, in fact, I don't even know if we need that long. I think we can probably get away with doing this. And then we can set off on the bottom here the cheap rooms, which are just 1 tile and a door. That's it. Actually, we could space them a little better, I guess. So again, dwarves aren't going to be really happy about this, but this is like a temporary thing. This is like one of those, like, you need to get your fortress up and running. You need to get 100,000 dwarves packed in. You go ahead and fire it up like that. Will I make mine look like this? No. If I was playing an actual fortress, I would be a bit more crazy. But it's just showing you a bunch of different room types, getting you in the habit of getting all your rooms set up early, because you will find yourself with too many migrants soon enough. So again, we are going to need more beds. We're working on that. Our carpenter's actually no job. Experiencing mortal fear. Oh, right, because he's still fighting the snake. How's that fight going on? Well, War Games is going to die. Boral Bullets is going to die, but the snake is also dying. What is that thing? That's an aardvark? It looks like a crazy goat. Apparently it also got messed up in a fight. Well, as I recall, actually, let us create a squad here. Create squad. Metal armor. I'm going to make the leader of it our bookkeeper, because he actually had some military skills, I recall. No, he didn't. Who had the military skill? Wrestler. Nobody. I'm pretty sure it was Satanic though. So the Mountainous Hurricanes is our squad. Excellent. So we're gonna go to M for S for squads. We're going to activate this squad, and we're gonna tell it to attack. Oh, they killed it. Awesome. So let's actually go ahead and disband that, because we need our bookkeeper. So our bookkeeper's going to get unhappy because he was a civilian and we put him in a military job. Now, these guys are messed up. War Games and... Well, you've already crawled far away, Boros. Good for you. Oh, well, which leads to something we need to set up eventually, but we haven't got around to, which is actually hospitals. So we're going to actually... Let's cancel the cheap rooms here. Not worry about those for now. We'll put our hospital... Let's actually put it on the floor right here. So... Let's see, we'll just make a long room here. We need lots of stuff in them, though. We need traction benches. We're going to need splints and beds. It gets crazy. So we need those traction benches now. Thank you. And then we need to make someone a doctor, finally, after all that. Alright, so unfortunately, I do have to do this. Stop them from digging it, and we'll just remember to queue all that back up. Oh, and also need you to stop digging all of this. Thank you. Because we really need to get the hospital up, or our dwarves are going to die. Now, they have some mangled body parts, and they may never work again. This guy's in a lot of trouble. Actually, why are there so many bones here? Jeez. Giant king snake teeth. Wow. Apparently they ripped all the teeth out of this thing. Which is kind of awesome, actually. Alright, so start building. We need, I forget how this works, a bed. I know we need those. And we don't have any traction benches yet, so we can't go ahead and do that. And I feel like we also need some chests. So, well, unfortunately, yeah, our carpenter was the man getting murdified. Okay, now that you guys have finished that, you can go ahead and finish digging everything for us. And hopefully we save these dwarves. It's quite possible we don't. But it's okay. They knew the risks. They signed on with me. Wouldn't be the first time. Alright. I think that's right. Oh, what is this? The wagons have bypassed your inaccessible site. But it's... The wagon can get to here. Why can't it... Oh, because that boulder... Oh, that's frustrating. Alright, well, if we smooth down the boulder, the wagons can come in. Actually, let's just go ahead and smooth all these boulders. Oh, we don't have anyone on smooth, though, so... That's fine. Well, the next easiest way is just remove this trap, then. Sorry about that, I had a sneezing fit. Still don't have our traction benches. And unfortunately, guys, I do have to go for this evening. I'll be back later at some point, who knows. But we're getting there. Things are getting made. And you have the basic... Honestly, like, you can just win like this. Okay, so we got the trader guy. Yep. Alright, well, we'll do trading first. So, the trader comes and he asks you what you want. Things you want. You want leather. That's very important. I always just say I want all the leather, because I don't like to set up a leather production. It takes a lot of effort. So yeah, let's go ahead and ask for leather. Everything you ask for, he's going to make more expensive when he comes, but that's okay. So, cloth. Yeah, that's actually useful. Let's get cloth as well. So we're just going to ask for leather and cloth. That is it. And plump helmet seeds, of course, we need those. So yeah, we'll just ask for seeds and leather and cloth for next time. And that's everything, yeah. Oh, also, plump helmets themselves might be nice. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hit escape to be done. And he's going to say, well, we would like these things. Oh, no, sorry, that's what we want, yep. He's going to be like, okay, we would like these. So he really wants plants and legwear. Well, keep it in mind, we're just going to sell you a bunch of crafts. So the trader is now here. Unfortunately, they don't have the wagon, so there's only so much stuff we can get. So let's go down to crafts. And just put all our crafts there. Oh, we don't have too many yet. Let's see if we can get anything. Press R to trader being requested at the depot. And we want it so only the broker can trade, which is why we set George up to be our broker. Have we built those traction benches yet, please? Not yet. Maybe we built one of them? No. What is our mechanic doing? Oh yeah, he's one of the guys who got messed up. Oh man. Alright. I don't think I can make a hospital with that one. No. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that then. Oh, actually, yes I can. Right, it's a zone. So you hit I for zones. And then we're going to press H to make it a hospital. Cool. So the doors will go lay there. And we'll have to assign someone as a doctor. Who can we afford as a doctor? Well, Zelphus and Bethbo are going to help a little bit. Probably George. Actually, he doesn't really do anything. So we're going to put him on diagnosis, surgery, setting bones, suturing, and dressing wounds. So, George is here. Not yet. Just waiting on him. That's really frustrating we didn't get the wagon because we're cutting ourselves back from a lot of possible supplies we could have got, but we don't have a lot of stuff to trade anyway. So George, what are you doing? Clean patient. Well that's important, but trading is also important. You know, whatever. Whatever you want. I think we're gonna have to tell him to stop doing that. Alright, turn it off. George, come trade and you can go back to cleaning patients all you like. And these snakes though. I would love to take all those teeth back and do something with them. Alright, George, you really need to stop cleaning that guy. He'll be fine. That cat was bringing them water. It's pretty hardcore. An interesting thing is cats can pick things up with their mouth, basically. But they don't have hands because they don't have paws. The mouth just counts as a hand. So it causes the game to constantly bug out. I'm not sure if they fixed that, but it used to always be like, oh, cat, stop carrying item, you know, has no hands. But it's carrying it in its mouth, and you're just like, oh, okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and trade. So I'm going to offer you everything I have, which is worth basically nothing to you. Great. What do you have that I can buy? Blocks are nice. Do you have any food? A little bit of wine. That's a bit expensive for us, unfortunately. I would like seeds or something. Get some cloth? Not quite. So a leather bin is 85, so we'll take that if we can. Wheat flour, sandbag. No. Okay, we can get some food here. I think that's probably what we ask for, is just a bunch of food. So, yep, we want all the intestines, all the pig hearts. We want sweet bread, yeah. Okay. Of course, always turtles. And I think that's all we're going to be able to get. Okay, they do have plump helmets. So we're going to give up the leather for the helmets. Because we need to brew those. Alright, trade up. Excellent. So he's going to be happy because he made a good deal, and we're happy because we got a bunch of sweet... What's this? Unrotten drink mat. Okay, yeah. So we probably just need more barrels. Fortunately, we can't get any barrels up right now because our carpenter is kind of dying. That's fine, and that's why you play in a high savagery area. It's a lot of fun. You get stuff like this, and you have to be forced to do things. Look what we got there. These guys are, they're going to heal, actually. They're healing up right now. So that's excellent. They didn't actually lose anything. They just got quite injured. And we did get the hospital step in time. So again, set up a hospital, hit I for zone, select an area, and then you want to hit H for hospital. And you need 2 beds. You're eventually going to want other stuff, but 2 beds is the minimum there. And we almost have our farm plot, you can see. This is nice and soily and muddy now. We got Beagle over here just desperately trying to make some rock crafts. Awesome. So we do have a lot of drink. We have a good amount of seed. So that'll be good once we get all that set up. But anyway, yeah, I do have to go for the time being. I'll catch you all tomorrow, or, well, I'll catch you tonight, but some of you tomorrow maybe. And yes, you all have a nice night, and more Dwarf Fortress at some point. We're still working on this tutorial. I'll probably start a proper fortress after this, although I might just continue this one because there's a lot of fun stuff going on. Although we do have a suboptimal sort of layout, but that's okay.